Hey everybody, how you doing? You are now tuned in to, I don't know, man. I don't know what to call it. You just tuned into my show. This is the Will Haze Show, the video show. As you can see, I'm doing something a little different right now. I got my name right here, right there. Will Haze, the Will Haze Show. And above where I got my name, I got the name of my guest, Krumbz. In case y'all didn't know, I got the motherfucker Krumbz with me. So we in this motherfucker right now. I talking to the mic like this because I'm old school, but whatever, we in this motherfucker. I just like to say thank you to everybody for tuning in. A little something a little different before we get to where we're going to. Before I take Krumbz off of mute, I got you on mute right now, homie, if you were saying anything. But before we get into it right now, just as you know, we aren't doing the live broadcasts anymore. Live broadcasts were cool, they were fun, but they really aren't getting to where we need to get them. So this is all, of course, it's pre-recorded. It's going to be put onto YouTube, and maybe the pre-recorded version will be on Facebook Live. You can add your little comments and stuff like that, and your questions, and Krumbz and I will get back to you as soon as convenience. But without any further ado, I'm really hesitating to not to air out all his business and everything like that, because I know this motherfucker's business. We've been close and personal friends for the greater part of 10 years. Fuck, a long ass fucking time, even more than 10 years. I think if it's 2008, it's been more than 10 years. So let me take my dude off of mute and let's introduce everybody to New Jersey's very own, Ashbury Park's very own, Neptune's very own
Krumbz.
How you doing, family?
I'm all right. How you feeling?
Man, I'm alive. The show is popping. I'm good. I feel great. I'm looking good, feeling great. How about you?
Finally feeling great. I'm working on the looking good.
That's good. That's good. You haven't really been an ugly motherfucker. I mean, I'm not going to say
oh, wow. Now, I appreciate that, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Why don't you fly into Jersey and give me a reach around, brother?
No.
That's how we start.
No, don't you?
That's good.
They get paid enough for that shit. Goddamn.
Nah. Yeah, man. So it's good.
Nothing, man. I just, thank you very much for coming through. For everybody that doesn't know, before we get into whatever the fuck we want to talk about, why don't you let people know who you are and a brief little history, because some people watching are gonna recognize you. Remember, so give them a little brief little history.
Absolutely. So my name, my stage name has been Krumbz. I started writing when I was 14. I just turned 42 about a week ago. So spent a long time writing, was whack, until about in the 20s, I started really kind of coming out of my own. And when I was, I don't remember the age specifically. 20s is very blurry for everybody. Nobody knows what happens between 20 and 30.
That's facts.
Can I curse and stuff on this?
Yeah,
I don't know.
fuck yeah,
right.
no, yeah.
Just shit. Between, maybe drugs and pussy, there's just a lot of shit going on. But so I released my first album and my only album technically in 2003, Contents Under Pressure. And I went around, I pressed up copies by myself. My brother, he was doing the artist, he did some bullshit artwork. I mean, he did well at the time. I thought it was dope, but, literally I had the slice of the paper slice, I had to cut it all up, package up all the CDs. I was over at Mac Records in Asbury Park, shout to Bleak and Ronnie Mac for letting me use the pressing the machine that it's plastic wrap. You could actually ziplock it. But and then I went around. I went to Philly, all through Jersey, and into New York, handing out free samplers of my CD. And long story short is I was one of the first artists on CD Baby. I was, first hip hop artist to really do it somewhat big online in a way. And it got to a point where I I met up with some some back in the day, there was some, I forget their names. I wish I could shout them out, but they liked my music and they spread it all across the internet.
Right.
And so, and then after that, long story short, I almost got a label deal. I don't even want to bring the names up, but it was close. It didn't work out. It didn't pan out. And then I moved to Calgary. Was still wanted to be involved with music. Started my own studio. And I started promoting or sponsoring events that my boy KG was putting on. The King of the Dot events, local artists. Met a lot of people from YYC and even Vancouver, but had my studio going. And then, long story short, I got shipped back to Jersey. Then I went down to Florida for 3 years, and then I came back to Jersey about, I don't know, it's been about two and a half, 3 years now, and I'm back in Jersey. Got my own pad now, so and I have I haven't stopped yet. Things are just finally getting back to where I know something's gonna go wrong.
But how's Jersey treating you? I know that you went through some things and shit like that. I don't know if you want to talk specifically.
No, I don't. I'll talk about anything as long as it's you live by codes. But no, man. So
I don't want to talk about anything that's going to incriminate you or any of the people that you know.
Oh no, and I need nothing. I would never. I just don't do that. But
I ain't gonna be up here doing no DJ Vlad shit. Okay, I don't give a fuck about no statue of limitations. DJ Vlad and motherfuckers.
Man, look, I respect Vlad because he's been in the game for a long time. But that's about where it ends because he
does a lot of tell on yourself shit. Like, tell us a time when you was in your house
he just
when you shot that dude. Like, he does a lot of tell on yourself shit.
I mean, he is. I respect him though. I can't even talk bad about Vlad. So it's funny. The funny thing is, I was actually in a DJ Vlad contest.
Oh, what?
And I came in second, which got me fucking mad because the dude that came in first, I'll admit, he had a good track, but he had way more fans online. And back then you didn't. That's how it was judged. And so you could. There was ways to manipulate how many fans got to whatever. So I came in second, and it is what it is. But I mean, it's cool, man. He did his thing. He's doing his thing. I don't really fuck with him. I don't even watch that show because it's frustrating to hear some of the things. There's some cool parts to it. There's some interesting stories.
When he has Lord Jamar on there, I fucks with it heavy. I like Lord Jamar from Brand Nubian.
All right. So Lord Jamar is a legend. Lord Jamar is a legend.
Oh, I live a legend. I thought you said wedgie. I'm like, he's a wedgie. That's
no. He's a legendary hip hop icon, 100%. I live in Jersey. I'll shoot the fade with him anytime he wants to. I'm 42. I'm a grown man. I got gray hair. I just, here's the bottom line. I know his ideology. And I disagree with it real strongly. So, and that's because I'm one.
He's really solid in.
Well, all my homies. I got lots of homies that are in the nation and shit. But like the way I don't even want to get into the bottom line is he does his thing. I'll let him do his thing, but I don't know if he does it for just to get off. I just know his ideology is kind of what he has to think about is like, man, like we're getting older, and what happens is we start getting more tunnel vision to an ideology and to an ideological standpoint or viewpoint that we can't get out, that we don't even know we're in. I mean, he may, so in this regard, I understand what the 5%ers represent. I understand why they, I understand a lot about it because I grew up around a lot of 5%ers and stuff like that. I'm friends with a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? A lot of dudes. But as you get older, you start realizing the world's a little bit more complicated than that. And as someone who is you're either for diversity or you're against it. And I think if you're going to be binary, and I hate being binary, but if you're going to be there, I love my black friends. I love my Puerto Rican friends. I love my Asian friends. I love my white friends. I don't have none of that, And I understand the differences and all this other little shit. But the bottom line is I embrace diversity because there's so much we can grab from each other's cultures and ways of life and stuff. And everybody makes fun of these little stereotypes and shit. But at the end of the day, we're human beings. We're the same species. Like, we're not that different. So once, and I understand government and I understand corporations, and it gets political really quickly. And anyway, that was a long fucking rant. I don't know if you can cut that, but cut that. You can do whatever you want. You don't even keep it.
No, I'm gonna keep it. But yeah. He's very opinionated, and he's very
He is.
He's very this is how it is. This is black man. Da 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 da.
Right.
A lot of people follow his ideology and stuff like that, and I think he's always been like that. I think he's been like that since the days of like when he's rocking with Puba and
that's right.
X and them. He's always been like that. So
no. It's hard. It's funny because now, I mean, yeah. I used to rock with it, you know what I mean? But I was growing up, I was a little white kid rocking to it, but it's funny because even when I was in my 20s, I now knew what everybody was saying. Mm-hmm. A little hilarious moment happened when I first got into Calgary. I'm not going to mention who it was, but
if I know who it is and it's embarrassing, I'll say the name.
No, he's a really good dude, man. And
he did some fucked up shit. Good dude.
No, he just says the funny shit.
The devil used to be an angel.
No. Well, no. So we were just. I was chopping it up with him real quick, and I was just like, I'm an atheist. I probably don't believe in that. Whatever. We were eating food over at somewhere, I forget, but yeah. And he was like, yeah. He's like, yeah. I don't know, man. I'm a Wu-Tang. The fuck did he say? I'm a Wu-Tang member. I was like, what? He's like, no, I read the Wu Bible. I was like, all right, okay. And he's like, yeah. So I was like, you're a 5%? He's like, yeah. And I was like taken aback because that is in Calgary. I'm looking at, and dude's cool as hell. But I'm like,
5% in Calgary, like the Nation of Islam 5%, like the.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? You're not a 5%, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Was he talking to you like one? Like he's like, yo, what up?
No, he didn't know none of that. He to be fair to him, he's a little younger, and he was still trying to figure out like that. At the end of the day, all of us, like human beings, with a consciousness, are all searching for our identity.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And to some extent, some have it much tougher. I'll definitely admit that. But at the end of the day, and this gets into cognitive science and stuff that I'm more recently interested in, like the whole religious shit. I don't even get into it no more. I'm done with it. Like I in some ways I do believe it's personal, but it's mostly beneath me. Because I don't care what you believe in. You can believe in anything as long as it's not.
As long as you're not trying to take something out of somebody's life or force something into somebody's
life.
No,
absolutely.
By whatever it is and fucks with it. Yeah.
No, man. So. Yeah, I just found it funny to be in the middle of I don't even know where it was, man. It was where was remember where I live with Jackie? What's that? They have a part of that town called. What's that town?
Oh, up by Nob Hill.
Nob Hill. I never even heard of Nob Hill. I don't know. Yeah,
when you was living like downtown off of 16th, right? Downtown. And so
no. Oh, that's when I lived there. No, I live. Did you ever come to our studio out in the middle of nowhere?
Oh, like way down south?
Yeah, by DeWayne, but there's a town that's.
I remember that. That's just before you went. That's when you had the whole garage was the studio, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, man. But anyway, yeah, it was just interesting to hear that, and so what I realized kind of is like people don't know what they technically really believe. Everybody's just still kind of searching. We don't know. We're just put here. We pop out the pussy, we come out, we're like, motherfuckers wipe us off. We're like, all right, you good to go. I mean, what do you mean? There's no fucking instruction manual? You know what I'm saying? The truth is, our parents don't even really know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know if I'm allowed.
Not many people do. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like, you're given life, and hopefully you do good. You're basically have faith based off of who had faith before you, so your parents, so your grandparents, or whatnot, and then you're taught you learn as you go. Some people have faith, some people don't, and then there's a bunch of different religions, and you have people of different religions telling you which religion is the right religion and which religion is the wrong religion, and it's just and it's one of those things where it's like I don't even have like you said, I don't have conversations or I don't have debates about religion anymore because at the end of the day, no one's gonna change how I feel. I'm far from religious, but I'm spiritual.
No, right.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because I really feel like there's a lot of things about religion that suck. But I'm not gonna change anybody's mind. Nobody's gonna change my mind. So fuck it. Let's talk about something else.
No, because it's just gonna all it does. I mean, this turns into an argument every time.
Yeah, every time.
Ad hominems and all this stuff. And so what I've done recently, I'm just gonna focus on my Facebook page, like personally, like I'm dropping out of all the groups that I'm in and all this other bullshit. I'm there for the memes and I don't know, to see what people are fucking eating. It's brutal. It's like political book. I'm gonna knock it off with the political shit. I mean, believe me, I'm gonna say when it's time here and there a little bit, but that's it. No more rambling. I'm done. I'm just because it's too much stress on me, man. Because I got to respond to motherfuckers. I write something, they respond, and then I'm like, no, hold on, I didn't mean it like that, then you got to be nuanced, and then you try to be nuanced on the internet where you got so many characters. I can't write a book every time about every subject,
And I think I learned a while ago, and I think you can say I learned the hard way, where it's like sometimes everything does not require a response.
Yeah.
And especially on social media, because you know how my Facebook.
Yeah.
You know how my Facebook.
Sometimes it's better to be silent. Sometimes it's better to keep your mouth. Pick your battles.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
But I like to create the battle and then step off the battlefield.
You're good. You're good. Habitual line stepper is correct.
All the time.
You always go up to the line, but so am I. I'm like, oh, word. I'm rubbing my ass on the line. What's good, brother?
Wiping my ass with the line. All right, so let's talk about some line stepping shit. First, let's talk about the state of hip hop today, compared to how hip hop was in our heyday. How you liking hip hop right now?
It's funny. If you asked me this question, 6 months ago, I would have had a different answer. But I'm gonna say this: there's been a slew of new hip hop that has come out that isn't technically completely mainstream. That is real dope, real dope music, good music that's being made. I'm not a fan per se, I guess, of this new genre of I call it fake it till you make it hip hop, because I saw it coming. I mean, but I didn't know it would actually gain this much traction. And when by that I mean I could name names. I don't care. I literally don't care. But the bottom line is I'm just not feeling it. I mean, it's just not my type of music. I don't know. So that's I mean, there's still music. There's still good music like coming out. I mean,
so who you fucking with now? Like, who do you got in your iPod? Do we still have iPods? Who's on your playlist? Who you streaming?
No, because what I'm gonna do is like so what I have. Well, hold on a second. Put that back down. So what I have a playlist, right? That basically I put, and the thing on my playlist is that every song that goes on here gets edited. If I don't like the intro, or the intro is like kind of like like CNN had one of the most iconic classic hardcore hip hop albums ever. Period.
The War Report? You talking War Report or which one?
The War Report. From top to bottom, boom. But that one joint, and I stick you, I think it is, but it's got that intro that's like 6 years long. So like I'll no offense, but I'm and I understand it adds to the song, and at the time it was dope. But then I'm just to the point like I want to, what I mean? Like Jay-Z said, like 4 bars go in. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So I actually curate my playlist, but what happens is that if I share my playlist, it doesn't have those edits. So you're kind of getting just the songs, and I cut straight motherfuckers out of songs.
So you can do that? Like, you want to talk about Apple Music? You can actually edit
Apple Music on iTunes. You can do a lot, dude. You can do a lot of shit with that, man. So you go into the metadata and you say, I want this song. Just go to song info. song info and just look at the tabs, and you'll be like, oh wow. So you can adjust the volume. You know what I'm saying? Obviously EQ, whatever. But you can just because some tracks are so old, but they're classics to me. I got to bring them up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But what happens is sometimes you do that, bass comes up too, so it drowns out the whole sound. But it is what it is. Yeah, but like you know what? So right now, how come nobody's talking about maybe the track called "Un-American"?
By who? By
Bishop Lamont featuring Ryu and Apathy. It's called "Un-American." It's dope as fuck. Mm-hmm. It's just, I'm just going to shoot out songs because now, and I think a lot of artists aren't getting this. They'll download the whole album and then they're erasing songs from it. Like this is a la carte method. Like this is why motherfuckers don't be doing skits. I mean, you can do it. It's a one-time off though. Like I think Royce has the best album of 2018. Him and Apathy, we give Apathy props too. Those two have the best album of 2018 thus far. And I give Styles P. I give Styles P's in the mix too. Black Thought is also in the mix. However, I like harder shit a little. I like, he's super lyrical, but the beats are a little bit more under backpack. I hate classifying, but I like what I like, but they're more underground and kind of, they got that Talib Kweli, Mos Def feel to it, which is dope. And I'm just more into the rah shit. That's just what I am. You give me West Side Gun, like his album. I have to listen to it again.
But West Side Gun's two people.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm saying West Side Conway and I don't know.
Keep going. Keep talking. I'm gonna think about it.
It's Conway, Benny the Butcher. I don't know. All I know is West Side Gun dropped an album. I think it was West Side Gun. I don't know. See, I listened to it, but I didn't put it in here yet. But anyway, long story short is I love the beats are hard, everything's hard, but he's ad-libbing like a mother. Boo, 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 boo. Boo, 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 boo. Like, chill. A little bit less of that because you're killing the song. I'm in the song. I'm out the murder. I'm doing that drive shit. Anyway, so I just be talking about shit, man. But yeah.
I fucked with Conway and fucking West Side Gun and Conway. West Side Gun's one person, so West Side Gun and Conway. And I can't. What's the name of their group then?
Hall and Nash. That's where we got it fucked up. Yeah, okay. Yeah. So West Side Gun is West Side Gun, and then Conway. So it's Hall and Nash, both of them together. That's yeah. That's
both of them together is Hall and Nash. And see that fucking shit just fucking.
That just
fucks me up all the time.
Yeah, you can edit all that out. I got that.
No, we're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it natural. We're gonna keep it natural.
That's just good. It's good. I don't want to. But what it is. But I heard his album. And I thought it was. I love the music. I love it. Whatever. And he's got that style I like. He's slick talking. But he ad libs a little bit too much. And like just take a couple of the poom pooms out. That's all. You gotta hear it to understand what I'm saying. But and Dave East.
Everybody's fucking with Dave East. Okay. I know you be the first person to fuck with Dave East since he got a Nas cosign. I know you.
Man, I know you. That track, I don't know how to, NYCHA. I don't know if it's NYCHA or if it's not even pronounced. I don't even know, if it's an acronym or not. But that track is better than almost anything else out here.
Dave East is dope, and he's got the perfect voice for the music that he's making too.
So his
voices flow on it perfectly.
Yo, Dave East has Guru's voice with an improved 50 Cent's flow. Boom. Oh, God.
Okay. Speaking of rappers with somewhat familiar voices, how you feel about Action Bronson?
I love Ghostface. How could I not like Action Bronson? I mean, I can tell the difference a little bit, but he's dope. I mean, I don't fuck with all his music, but I fuck with May and Lauren a little bit more than I fuck with Action Bronson. But you can't. They're dope. it is what it is. You know, I mean, for him, whatever beef he had with Ghost, kind of whatever. But
that just fizzled out. I don't even think that fucking.
Yeah, I think Papa Boo just came up, spoke to him like, "Yo, you gotta, watch how you speak," because, I mean, dude, you sound like fucking Ghost. I mean, like, you don't even just sound like Ghost. You just like.
You sound like Ghost. But I think lyrically and his cadence, I think it's only just the voice. It's just the voice that
No, some of the shit he's saying, he's got to, because Ghost be talking about food, man. Ghost be on that Italiano. I had that bit.
Well, Action Bronson is like the hip hop food critic. Like, he's the hip hop food critic. He say, "Fuck that's delicious." You ever watch "Fuck That's Delicious"?
I've seen a little bit of it.
That's just
it's actually dope. It's dope.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Nipsey Hussle. I still think Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap is the best album of 2018.
There's the album I have not heard yet.
You haven't heard Victory Lap?
I haven't heard it. So, but I give everything a chance. And you're not the only person to say that. So hold on. Have you heard Royce's album?
Royce, are you talking about Prime or Royce's his solo?
Royce, Book of Rhyme, Royce 5'9".
Okay, yeah. I've heard that. It's dope. It's a dope album. You know how I am with Eminem.
What Eminem's not on one track of the album. And I don't know how you are with Eminem.
That Eminem really, at this point in his
career. What does that have to do with Royce, though? I mean,
Royce is dope. Royce is dope. I like Royce. I fucks with Royce heavy.
No, but that album is way better than I expected. That album, I mean,
What did you expect? Because, I mean, at the end of the day, if Royce puts out an album, I'm not expecting that fucking rhinestone in his do-rag shit anymore. You know what I'm saying?
When he put out Rock City, it was so bad, and I was so upset, in my opinion, I threw shit out the window. And I've only done.
There's only one good song on Rock City, and that was Rock City.
That was Rock City. Yeah, but this album was very. I mean, okay, we could so we can get on a whole bunch of shit, but like I heard both Kanye's album and Royce's album, and they're very different, but they're very personal. Royce's album is a real personal look into who he is and how he became who he is. And
is that the album? So does that album have the track where he talks about getting off the elevator and his son being born the same day his grandmother died?
Yes.
Okay, that's a dope song too. I love that song. That song's deep.
There's so many. There's so many good. I actually wrote up a review of it. It was really good.
Would you be willing to submit that review to my my publishing company? We can put it out on the website.
No, absolutely. I'd have to flesh it out a little bit. I don't know if you're kidding, but I could do.
No, I'm dead serious. I
wrote it. I have it in my notes, man. Here's the thing, though. So I'm real. So basically, if a song is real personal, I want to hear it from the artist, but it may not make it into my playlist.
So what are your examples? What are your examples of that?
I'm bringing Royce up because of that. So like Bob Lobo.
I fucking hate that song.
It's a good song.
Oh my God, Shade 45 overplayed. It's a good song, but
okay, fair enough. But it didn't make my playlist because I feel like that's something that I heard once and it gave me a little view of what Royce and growing up and as a kid, and with J. Cole on it, and I was like, all right, but it's funny because I could say that same breath, something that's just maybe even more personal, cocaine, made it in my playlist. Have you heard Cocaine? It's not even.
I'm saying I've heard it. It's just for me to remember it. Like me, I hear like
it'll hit you in the feels, man. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, that's the thing with music is like there's songs that I listen to hip hop, but there's some I go outside of it here and there, but really it's hip hop. But there's songs that bring you back to a certain time or a certain place, certain person. And sometimes where you're just chilling and you hear a song and you're like, maybe that ain't good. And you skip over it. And then years later or months later, years later, it'll come back on, but you'll be in a certain mood and you'll be like, all right, what's going on? Boom, I like this song. And that's happened to me numerous times with numerous artists where I may not have given it the chance I should have. And, so when it comes to this albums like Scorpion, I've never really been a Drake fan. I've always recognized he has a talent. He's better than he's more than just a rapper. He's an actor. He can sing. I mean, and he's a cool dude, at the same time, I like hip hop, man. Not saying he's not hip hop. Well, I don't know.
You really like that boom bap though. You really like that boom
but
bap.
I love Crooked Eye. I'll swing over to West Coast. That motherfucker is one of the best MCs in the game. Mm-hmm. Period. Just chopping people's heads off. And
okay, so you already went to Royce. We already talked about Crooked Eye. Tell me about Budden. How do you feel about Joe Budden? Your Jersey brother. Your brother from Jersey. Now, how you feel about Joe Budden now? Was it going to be different than when we had this conversation like 10 years ago?
No, because you got to. So here's my thing. I'm going to say this again. What I've learned you have to do, which I didn't know this earlier. Apparently, everybody that we might like now, they have a personal life, and that personal life can be some fucked up shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that. I have, like Bill Cosby. He's the first dude that ever made me. I was a little kid. I was watching it in my parents' bedroom on the bed. I was watching Bill Cosby himself. And that motherfucker, what'd he say? Dad is great. Give me the chocolate cake. And I was a kid. And that, for me, whatever reason, it was the first time I laughed until my stomach hurt. And so I grow up knowing him as funny, not vulgar, but funny guy. You know what I'm saying? Pudding pops, eyes rolling around, looking up in the sky, the magic pencil, magic whatever.
Oh, picture page. You talking about picture page.
Yeah, exactly. You got me thinking the theme song. But yeah, so what I'm just using him as an example of, like, I can respect his art. And then also at the same time feel some way about him on that some of the personal shit they get into. So like Lord Jamal, I can respect him as a legend and respect his music, but feel some way about how he moves in the world, that kind of thing.
What did Joe Budden do again? What did he do again?
So here's what my deal with Joe, and this is gonna segue very nicely for you into your little Eminem rant. So,
wait. You mad at Joe Budden because he cussed out Shady's album?
No, not because he cussed out Shady's album. Because there's two things that people are missing. It's called the most important thing is nuance, and this is why Royce and Crooked, Joel, fucking Bizarre, everybody felt some type of way. It's because you're now out of the business. You're allowed to criticize someone's album and do whatever. But there's two things: respect and loyalty. You don't have to say. You don't have to be like, it's not trash. You don't say it's trash because it's not trash. Right. Royce, I think, said it best because he's just like, look, it's not trash. You could be like, you know what, I'm not feeling it. In fact, he hadn't even heard the album. He heard the first few seconds of Untouchable,
and then read through the track listing. Yeah, true.
And then he just like, no, that's garbage. But no, he was trying to. If you listen to Eminem and try to see where he's coming from with that, you have to hear the whole thing, and then you could be like, nah, I'm not feeling it because of the first half. You know what I mean? But you also gotta respect the art of the concept of like a white cop versus a black citizen. So the thing about him is he's very impulsive, and I even have that problem myself. But when he's in the spotlight now, yo man, you were part of fucking like just nah, I'm not. I wasn't feeling it. dude, you know, I wasn't feeling it, blah, blah, blah.
He could have reached out to him personally.
I mean, no, he's a public figure. He could say what he wants to say, but there's repercussions to shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just saying, like, there's a Slaughterhouse came together. M helped it out, helped make it out, make it happen. And it's I don't know, the way he went about it was just, it was too much. It was like, damn.
Joe, his career was going downhill until Slaughterhouse came. And then after Slaughterhouse came and he decided that he had his whatever issues with what Slaughterhouse was doing. I mean, Joe was doing shit like fucking battles and.
Well, no, he was doing the sitcom or the reality TV.
Oh yeah, he was on Love and Hip Hop too, wasn't he?
Love and Hip Hop, right.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like, I can't say much about Love and Hip Hop because look at Cardi B. Right. That girl's fucking glow up is probably the most amazing thing to ever happen in hip hop.
No, that's pretty crazy.
The most
I've never seen.
Like, she's giving hoes and side bitches. You know what I'm saying? Like, not every B can be a Cardi B. I think people need to realize that shit because her glow up and everything was just like amazing. Like, I don't know how the fuck, and she's not whack.
No, and she's not whack.
She's not whack. She's not like extra lyrical fucking Rod Digger, fucking Jean Grey.
No, I love how you just said those two names. Those are my second and third favorite female MCs.
So how do you feel about Rod Digger doing a podcast with Jamar? You must be so conflicted. So conflicted.
No, so, no, I'm just saying as an MC, her music. I mean, I bought her out. You know what I'm saying? Like, Rod Digger is my personal second favorite. I had the category. It's embodied. She's a female MC.
Who's your first?
No, it's MC Light. It's if people don't know, then you just go back and listen to her, and you're like, oh, okay, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Just because
over Remy Ma,
because the amount of work I always, and look, and that may not last because the amount of work and over a certain amount and the quality of work over a certain amount of time is how I kind of judge it. So, no, there's arguments for others. There's Eve. There's I could just go down a whole I could go down a list of but Foxy Brown and Lil Kim and that whole Remy Ma is a great one to bring up. I mean, everyone kind of but none of them consistently. Lil Kim and Foxy Brown, there's an argument for it because they were a little consistent. But overall, MC Light was killing it, man. I think
MC Light, dope. Light as a rock. All the shit's dope. Like even her old, like me, I listen to old school. I'm just like, fuck, it's so simple. But
don't get me wrong. It's not the most lyrical. No, right. But I love Rod Digger. She's lyrical as fuck. And Jean Grey, she's always been dope. Like,
they had that. I think the Sugar Hill Gang, the dude from Sugar Hill Gang, they had a reality show. I saw it on like Splice Network or something like that. And it was like the Sugar Hill Gang and their kids. And was it Jean Grey? No, it wasn't Jean Grey. It was the other one. No, maybe it was Jean Grey. And she was signed to the Sugar Hill Records. And then da-da-da. And she's like cousins with someone from Sugar Hill Gang or something like that, right? Or I don't know. I can't remember what it is. I'm going to have to look that shit up. But it was dope. It was dope. But it hasn't come back. But I remember it was warm when I watched it last year. So maybe it's a summertime show, right? But
yeah, I think it's funny because everything now is popular music. It's pop music.
Yeah.
Which
it's what we wanted. It's like what we wanted for hip hop, and once hip hop got there, we're like, fuck.
No, it's too much. And it's happened to every genre, but like before us too. Like I remember I'd hear like dudes be like, this ain't the real rock and roll, put on the classic rock, channel. Now, there's a lot of people that are around my age group in the 40s where they're like, nah, they're stuck in the golden era. Mm-hmm. And that's fine. But I want to speak to them. I want to say, I want you to know there's still good music being made. That's similar, maybe more lyrical, but similar to the golden era.
And the golden era is a wonderful thing. I think between me and you though, I think we have two different
Golden eras.
golden eras. Like my golden era is from 90s, like apart from the motherfuckers, because I came up off of hip hop from 94 to 96. I loved it. But I do believe for me the golden era of hip hop was maybe from like 98 onwards. Back when we started getting mainstream, back I like the 2000s is my shit. Like the 2000s.
No, I know that's big. So yeah, DMX.
Yeah.
See, now this obviously. I mean, this is where we. It's not a.
This when M was good.
It's not a huge difference now that we're both over in this box. We're like, yo, what are you guys doing with hip hop? You know, fuck the game. I mean, I don't know how you feel about this. And when I say this, everybody knows that.
Bro, you remember me and you used to get into arguments over Nelly. Remember that?
No,
we'd be outside the studio at 3:00 in the morning, yelling in the middle of the street about Nelly, and I'm like,
I didn't fuck with Nelly.
I'm like, what is wrong with you?
I know. But the funny thing is, like, oh no, bring Nelly back now. No, my bad, Mace, Puff, come back in, do your little fucking whatever, come in.
Do something.
Yeah, no, because because honestly, Will, at that time, I lived through that era, and I saw the pop. You know, it was getting so poppy and so like watered down. This is all. What did everybody expect? This is what happens when it got so watered down. I mean, there's nothing wrong. Look, there's a dude like Ludacris. He knows how to be popular and dope at the same time. I mean, you know, a lot of people can't make that move with him. DMX, you know, but
and the thing that's beautiful about DMX, to be popular and dope, he was also a functional crackhead. So that's like a whole different level. Like DMX, you gotta give it up to him.
No, I got, man. But you know what it is? A lot of people that have been through a lot of stuff, man. They get traumatized and they're trapped in their own world. So, you know, initially it's like, yeah, that's funny. You laugh, but you know, I guess thinking about it and you try to. What I've been trying to do is get into other people's perspective a little more.
Don't start getting deep on my joke, man.
Okay, I won't.
Don't start. You gonna fuck up my punchline. You gonna make me publicly apologize to the dog. Like, no. Next subject. So like on the same lines of not the transition, but the same lines of I was talking about the golden age, and I was talking about hip hop now. There's a huge debate. I don't even know if you want to call it debate, but there's a huge argument going on with how this generation, that Triple X Tentacion, unfortunately and very sadly, huge tragedy, was gunned down in his car. Too early, too soon. But now there's comparisons to him and Pac, Tupac Shakur. But even to go as far as saying, now I don't mind the Triple X's this generation's Tupac, because if it's basically he was a martyr who spoke to the youth. Now, that's my justification of them saying that. There's so much more to it that you could say, no, he's not this generation's Tupac, but he spoke to the youth, kids understood him, and he died early, whatever. But what I want to talk about is...
hold on. I can slide past that.
All right, but there's more on top of that.
Go on. I thought you were skipping over. Like, no.
More on top of that. Like, I'm not just gonna jump into. And now we're talking about Nelly. No,
yeah, right.
But I'm not saying that as a comparison to Tupac under any circumstance. You know me, I'm a Tupac stan. I have tattoos in the same place on my body because Tupac has them. Like and I've read every single book, watched every single movie. Like, I'm a Tupac.
That's what's up, man. No, right.
Tupac museum, but that's why I can see, like, if you feel somebody's music and they die too soon, you have that same type of feeling, right? But now but what I'm saying is now there's even more disrespectful in my eyes. It's more than just comparisons. People are saying that Triple X was better than Pac, and Pac is never going to be as impactful as Triple X was, and rah, rah, rah. So what are your thoughts on this, and why do you think that kids these days are so intent on comparing old to new. It's always LeBron or Jordan. Who do you think would win, Mayweather or Tyson? Like, what the hell is going? Why?
Well, I think it's nature though, man. It's the nature of the business, and especially when it comes to hip hop. Hip hop is unique in the genre. I'm not even gonna say it's that, but there is a unique element, streak among it, competitive wise. And I mean, the bottom line is you can't. It's subjective. I grew up. I love a lot of Pac songs. I'm not the biggest fan because I didn't. A lot of it resonated with me too. It's not saying I didn't. It's just when you compared him with Nas, something about the way Nas was saying it, or maybe it's a style that I related more with Nas than I did with Pac. But anyway, Tupac's a legend. No one can take that from him. But for this XX, I thought it was extension. I don't know, triple X extension.
We'll call him X for now, because
let me just call him X. I don't want to, and I'm not one of these dudes. I see dudes running, because it's so crazy with this internet shit, man. Motherfuckers can just run their mouths like on their or tweet out stupid ass shit.
You really sounding old as fuck right now. Like, motherfuckers run their mouth and they can tweet all they want.
Typical twittering twats. What I'm saying is motherfuckers going out making fun of his death, and I don't even know why a person got gunned down. That's the bottom line. And look, whether I know about the female, I know about his past, I know about all this because after the fact, and I even listened to his music after the fact, and I was like, yeah, I thought this was going to be what I thought it was going to be. I didn't like it, so I wasn't fucking with it. But I think more or less. You can't. I don't understand this whole how you can compare him, who is a virtually, and I don't care if he has 90 million followers or whatever. He does not have the body of work or the time and effort. I mean, Tupac was a backup dancer in New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, Digital Underground. Or he was. He put in so much work and effort to get to where he was. And that's why his legacy is just it's crazy. It's he's one of the GOATs. I'm not the biggest Tupac fan because I guess I prefer East Coast music. I guess a little bit more. But if someone was like if you just took the word GOAT and you could put 10 people in it, and his name should be in everybody's 10 list, no matter how you slice. Even if you don't fucking, just because he did what he did what he did.
He changed hip hop.
Of course, he changed hip hop, and that's the big one. But as far as this ex dude, recipes, there's no need to throw dirt on people's names, especially after they pass. That's pussy shit. It's cowardly. When I die, I can't wait for the motherfuckers to come out their face.
Right? Like, oh, we miss you, we loved you. Like, nigga, I didn't even know you.
No, and that's the other side of the coin too. Yeah, we miss you, love. Like, I'm not even front. Like, I went and I listened to 1 or 2 tracks. One of them was like he did a tribute to Sandy. What did he do to the Stony Brook victims? Or oh man, I'm real. My memory's really bad, but whatever. Stony Hill or Stonebrook, there's a shooting. There's a massacre every fucking day, or at least once a week. It's just too much. Stonewall Douglas, I think it is. But yeah, I mean, that was dope, but it wasn't good music in my opinion.
Right.
So.
Well, and I mean, we can say that it's not good music because, well.
In my opinion,
bad. Yeah, in your opinion, it's not. But you're not saying it's not good music. Like, it's bad and it's horrible and it's trash. It's just not relatable to anybody in our age bracket. And he wasn't talking to anybody. Are you talking about? You talking about X, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about X.
Yeah. So he doesn't make anything that's in our age bracket. I can't relate to taking pills because I feel depressed. I can't relate to failing class and living up to parents.
We were that age though.
Yeah, but I still can't. No, but regardless, I still can't relate to shit that I went through 20 years ago.
No. That's the difference. That has more to do with dating.
Yeah,
Try to know what your situation is. We try to date like, 20-year-old. Yo, like, dude, you look. Obviously, you're beautiful, but damn, stop talking. Like, yo, I don't know what the fuck you make it.
Right? Or talk about have some like at the end of the day, like what do you have in common with it? If you go to date a 20-year-old, what do you have in common? What are you really gonna talk about?
Unless she's really self-aware, and it's tough to be that self-aware at that young, and that's another thing you got to give Tupac props on. Like, some dudes just have that magic about them, and they're self-aware, and of certain situations. You know what? Even Rage Against the Machine, they were fucking ahead of the time. And I don't, like when I go out to venture out to hip hop, a little bit of that, but mostly it's like 99.9% hip hop. But I, got a lot of respect. Yo, hold on, let me just. I got a beer topper here. I'm good. Shit probably ain't cold anymore.
So, we talk about X, we talk about Pac. Let's talk about your do you have a top 5, or are you like me? Your top 5 has like 48 MCs in it.
I think it's kind of funny because I understand what you're saying. So when we talk top 5, right? Well, I think something that I've learned as I've gone along is, time doesn't stop. Time is one of the fact that we're having this conversation right now means that you appreciate me enough or find my input valuable enough to take up your time. So, right. And likewise, time is one of the craziest commodities, most precious commodities you have. And as it goes on, you have dudes that are eventually going to fall out of the top spot because, as you get old, it doesn't matter about I don't care about the age. I care about the material. But if you pass away, you left this body of work, and now time keeps going, Now this other dude maybe did bigger, better, more quality, and more of it. Now you got
like, in the terms of business, in office talk, your top 5 is a live document. Then
it's a living
document.
No, it is. It is. I mean, look, I think there are. It's funny because I'm gonna actually give props to Tupac on this. My top 5 has changed over time. All right, and I guess should we start at the bottom? It's so tough, man, because the truth of the matter is the 5th spot is so up for grabs, man. Like 5th, 4th, whatever. Like there's like 3.
It's like your 5th spot's like the Swedish runner and the German runner, and they just keep going back and forth.
Look, I'm gonna do it like this. Because I've done a lot of research on my own on this, and you know who I think is dope. M's coming into the conversation, and there's reasons why, and I can go through a whole thing about it. But
are we talking about all of Eminem? Are we talking like pre-1990?
No, because people don't listen. No, all of Eminem, 100%. And I'll explain that. I can get into nuance on that. In my opinion, there's been. Now that you mention it, I'm actually going to say 3 major game changers.
All right.
And this is coming from a writing aspect as well as, because I'm leaving groups aside too. You got to you got to slice it up.
Well, you have your top 5 male. You got to have your top 5 female. You have to have your top 5 groups. You have to have your top 5 rappers.
Duos. You got to have duos. You can't have duos. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to, man, bottom line is this. I think Rakim, Nas, Pac, and this, I'm trying to go, and I'm not going, I'm going in order there. So I'm going Rakim. It's the argument for Big Daddy Kane, rap around there. I don't want to get into it, but I like Rakim. You know what I'm saying? Nas is an argument for Jay-Z. 2, there's maybe a better argument for Jay-Z, all right, and then you got Pac, and then you can't fucking deny Pac. Pac and M is, for me, is like you can't deny those 2 just because, if you go record sales, you can't deny those 2. And I would also throw Jay-Z in that mix.
No big?
Here's the thing.
Is it because he only has two albums?
I mean, he has mixtape shit that I have, but dude, I love Big. When I first put me on this dude, he put me on to it, and I fucking that album, Ready to Die, was insanity. It was so different. Especially the funny thing is, he was talking about suicide. Mm-hmm. Suicidal Thoughts was on that album. And that was the craziest thing coming from like hip hop was like, where the party, he used to have like, I don't know. I love this shit. He was dope. He was slick talk New York shit.
Yeah, Suicidal Thoughts and Me and My Bitch, I think are the best tracks on Ready to Die. But I liked the version, remember the show, that documentary, The Show?
Oh God, yeah, I remember that. Damn, yeah. I vaguely now it's coming. Yeah.
The soundtrack had a remix of Me and My Bitch, and I can't remember the beat. I think maybe it was a Pete Rock remix or whatever. Back when Pete Rock was remixing everything.
Oh my, yeah,
fucking killed it. And the two songs they had, that one and Tupac's On My Block with On My Block with Scarface was on that album.
Oh yeah, right, Scarface. I mean, there you go.
No face mob. But then you got to think, okay, so the way I see it is like this: I have a top 5 depending on how I feel that day. One day, my top 5 is all fucking grimy, fucking. Who's your top 5? Fucking Cassidy, Freeway, Beanie Siegel, and then like the next day, who's your top 5? ASAP Rocky. When it's Friday, you're just getting off.
No, but you can't. That's
run. Who's your top 5 Friday getting off of work? It's Drake. It's right. DJ Khaled.
No.
Top 5 changes because I'm horrible with. I just love music.
You're making it good. No. It's really impossible to quantify a top 5. I mean, you could do it by record sales, but then, but that's just, in my opinion, Drake is going to sell a lot. Scorpion's going to sell. I don't give a fuck about anyway.
Scorpion's a dope ass fucking album.
So look, Scorpion's going to sell.
Wow, we'll talk about that next show.
Yeah, we're saying that.
What time it is right now. It's
what are you talking? It's too so. Okay, yeah, I don't want to get into that.
Okay, so but listen. Okay.
You're Canadian. So
it has nothing to do.
Yes, it does.
Fingers. Can you see these?
You know what it is? No. You know what? I know why you like. No. Hold on.
That's you like you saying, oh well, Joe Budden and motherfucking anybody from fucking I can't even name fucking Jersey rappers right now. I'm so
what? Naughty by Nature, Redman. I mean, all right.
But Redman. Oh.
Naughty by Nature. And Redman's my top 5. By the way, when I said Jay-Z the second time, I forgot to mention Reggie.
Yeah, the 5 is top 5.1, 5.2.
It's tough, man, because then you got Kiss, and you got Ghost, you got I don't put Cassidy in my top 5. Goats, but I put him like lyrically.
Lyrical top 5.
I mean, when it comes to albums, Kiss, man, he just lyrically, but his album. I'm surprised you don't like him more because. Not to say that Kiss is soft, but when he releases albums, they
he's on, like I like the albums that he had with all those Neptune tracks on them. Kiss of Death was iffy.
Yeah.
Kiss is one of those ones. Kiss. I like when Sheik's on that fly shit. I like it better, but I want to hear Kiss and Ghost on some grimy shit. I don't know what it is.
I have it. Run.
Yeah, Run. There you go. But Sheik is one of the Sheik just is just like he's like the pretty nigga out the group. Pause. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Yes.
Sheik is the one in your mouth dude in the group.
He is, but he just speaks that fly shit.
Oh, anybody
else there.
Yo, in the locks. Look, I keep it real. Jada, number 1. Styles P, number 2. Sheik Luch, number 3.
Oh, from jump. That's not even an argument.
Okay, well, a lot of people these days, everything's a fucking argument.
That's not even. I agree with you 100%. As far as lyrical, as far as the product that they put out,
right,
and even as far as the amount of shit they put out,
right.
If you stacked it up against just numbers, not talking about sales or anything like that,
right.
The amount of shit they put out has always been Jada, Ghost and Sheep. But
Right.
I'll tell you like this. My top 5, I put it like this. There's only 5 artists that ever since I bought my first iPod and heard a first track from them,
Okay.
those artists have always consistently been in my iPod.
Okay.
That's Big.
Mm.
That's Pac.
Mm-hmm.
That's Lil Wayne. That's Currency. And now it's sometimes, and then my 5th is Waving. Sometimes Jay. I got many years back. I got hip to Stally from Maybach Music, and every single one of Stally albums has from when I switch it to when I clear out my playlist for space and add new shit in there. Stally's always stuck in there. So I'd say that 5. So and that's not in any type of order, but that's just always the 5 motherfuckers that stay. Lil Wayne is my number 1 all-time favorite artist, front to back. Pac comes in second. And Pac only comes in second because he had a hand in raising me as a child, as in my teenage.
No, dope. All right, so I mean, this is where this is, I guess, the divide. This is a generational thing more than anything, because you really grew up, listening to 2000s music. You know what I'm saying? That was your shit. And I grew up in a time where, it's funny because where maybe the lyricism wasn't, I don't know, 2000, what happened is golden era hip hop, like everybody had so many different lanes. They were their own unique self. And then when Puffy came in, and it's not just Puffy's fault, but he came in.
He kind of paved the way and made it okay for that to happen. Made it cool.
He did. And I mean, you can, it's like a backhanded compliment. Like good shit. But, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you do. But, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm only like, you just turned how old?
Last week, 42.
So I'm only 5 years younger than you. So it's not like it's a huge generational gap.
No, it isn't.
Right. I have the 90s under my belt. Like I was from 10 to 10 years, I guess, was the 90s, right?
Right.
10 to 19, I guess. I don't know why that math was hard for me. But and I fucked with it. I was Bone Thugs and Harmony. I was Das Effects. I was 90s through and through. Big, Pac, like 90s through and through. But in the 90s, the shit that I fucked with heavy in the 90s was all the Bay Area shit. Too Short, E40.
Oh, there's a difference right there.
Right
You're
there.
also, and your location matters though, too,
Yeah.
though. More Western, Mountain Canada, whatever.
And that's where my family came to visit. That's where they're coming from, is from the Bay and from the Bay in LA.
Okay, you're saying I'm the East Coast, right?
But when I was fucking with the East Coast, I was fucking with like the shit that, like, I was fucking with Helter Skelter. I was fucking with
hell yeah.
Heavy. Like I still probably at boot camp. I was the first chat room I ever ever joined into and stayed on was the Boot Camp Click chat room. Do you remember that one?
No.
So,
AOL?
No. Boot Camp Click had a webpage and they had a chat room.
Oh wow, no,
on
I
their
didn't know that.
And I
talked to Buckshot on the radio.
Yo, Shot's my dude.
No, I talked to him. I was so timid. Like I was like, I just want you to know, Jersey got your back. We love your music. I didn't say that authoritative. I was younger. I was, and I was kind of starstruck. You know what I mean? But I was like, Neptune, New Jersey. We really like you. And
you had like what? Yeah, so you had Buckshot, BDI, Black Moon, Smith and Wesson, OGC, Helter Skelter.
Right, Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep,
hands down. Mobb Deep was never a question with Mobb
Deep. And CNN.
I really didn't get onto CNN until I got onto Noriega in the 2000s.
That's cool that at least you got put on though, because they had some they had that real grimy hustler music, man.
Yeah. And Mobb Report's one of my favorite albums now. Like
it was weird for me because I wasn't I grew up hustling. I hustled. I hustled, but I wasn't pushing keys of coke or no shit like that. I hustled. I did my it was it wasn't crack. It wasn't heroin, although I know, there may or may not have been, I may have been around it and my friends and whatever, but I hustled. Trees was mine. That trees and a little coke on the side, you know what I mean? But whatever, I did that. So I can relate to the hustling, but what I was really getting into was the craft of writing. So, you know, since I was, you know, like I said, I started writing at 14, but I was doing poetry at like 12 and just kind of figure something myself out. You know what I mean? I was a minority in my school, you know, Neptune High School, and I didn't get along with some of the bougie crowd over here, the wealthy crowd. You know, some of the black dudes, you know, black people didn't like me, so I was kind of in my own little zone, man. You know what I mean? But out back, you came and saw me if you needed some weed. You know what I mean? But and it's funny because of between two things, between hustling and between hip hop, making music, you meet people and you get to kick it with them. And you get, I mean, I know murderers, I know hippies, I know surfers, skateboarders, I know, you know, OGs, young dudes, and I get along. I've always navigated because I get along. I mean, just, you know, I don't know. Something has been instilled in me where I can just get along with everybody, regardless. You know what I'm saying? So
that's something like my pop. Sorry to interrupt. My pops is like that too. He's like, when you grow up, you need to learn to have tea with the biker have beer with a biker and tea with a queen in the same day. You know what I'm saying? Shake the hand of the, you know what I'm saying? Just and I'm still on the same lines as treat the janitor with the same respect you're gonna treat the president of the company. Right. And I've always been on that same type of level.
No, word. No, that's I mean, that's a great philosophy, obviously, because we're all human beings, you know, I mean, I don't know. I can get political, but I'm not going to get into that right now. But what I'm going to say is, I had the opportunity to meet a lot of different people from a lot of different backgrounds, and that really, you know, it formed my opinion on music, and so hustling, met a lot of people, and then when I was writing and eventually put out an album, met a lot of people. But I really appreciated the craft, the fucking craft of writing. So like AZ, like so first let me just preface, Rakim. Right. I've never seen, when I saw Microphone Fiend, I believe I was, shout out to the Hollins, I was over at the Hollins house. I believe I was there. I was so young. I may have been 12 or 13. No, I may have 14. I don't know, 13, 12. We were playing ball, whatever. But I saw Microphone Fiend come on, and I was locked. I was like, yo, Rakim is this dude. This dude is shit. And then, you know, he's dropping all this. I'm just, and to this day, no one moved the knee. And, you know, and you got to shout. It's hard to not say him and Cool G Rap at the same time. His Cool G Rap was, both of them, and team, you know, I got actually even Como D in some regards too, but they moved the level of lyricism in a way that not a lot of people were not doing. They just weren't as good. They just weren't. And Shop and Chaos won too on a side note. But well, have you ever seen his live show?
Nope.
One of the greatest live.
That means I would have to pay money to go and see him. I'm not really about that with Chris.
Listen, bro. All right. I'm not, you know, your opinion. All I'm gonna say is, if it comes around town and you get a chance, like, fuck it, I'm you know, I'll bill JJ, bill me, go see his live show. That there's when it comes to live shows, I got my top 5 and all that, like the top 10, but like, there's nothing like a KRS-One live. There's very few people that can rock a mic like KRS-One can. Busta Rhymes or Planet Asia, The Roots. God, I saw The Roots live before they were on whatever, Jimmy Fallon. Yo, the Roots were so good, and as a group, in totality, with Black Thought and everybody, and fucking Questlove, they're so good that I was like, oh, okay, I'm not talented, I'm out. But you know, I mean, that's how it makes. When there's so many people that are so good, that are so inspiring, they're like, okay, you already, you know, you did it.
That's what the Black Album did to me. When I heard the Black Album, I'm like, I'm not
Jay-Z?
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not rapping anymore. Fuck am I gonna do after this?
It's a good fucking.
Who's gonna want to fucking buy my shit after the fucking Black Album? Like,
fantastic.
You know album. Black Album was fucking crazy. I think the three best shows I ever been to.
Yeah.
Busta Rhymes, and I've seen Busta Rhymes like
Busta's crazy
multiple times.
You're out. You're jumping out of your. You're out.
Yeah.
You're on your feet. You're on your feet.
And I've been to a '90s Busta and a 2000s Busta show, so it's always been dope.
Still say Tech Nine, Method Man, and Redman.
Tech Nine's dope. Yeah, Tech Nine. Oh, Tech Nine's dope. I opened for Method Man. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna talk dope shows. Fuck it. Because you're naming off these other ones. I'm like, oh yeah, that was dope.
Right. No.
Redman and Method Man.
So you can't fucking see him because you're in a crowd of 1,900,000 people. He still rocks the fuck out of him. I saw him in Atlantic City in a small venue, and he and D12 killed it. And I'm not even,
who's that?
Eminem.
Okay.
Dude, I seen him and D12 kill it in a small venue in Atlantic City. And it's a fairly small venue in Atlantic City. I've seen him a couple times, but that motherfucker puts on a show too. I mean, it's just so, we
saw him in Vancouver and Up in Smoke Tour way back in the day.
Dope. I mean, how big was the crowd? A lot of people, huge. Like the closer you are, the more, you know what I'm saying? It's almost like the closer you are, the better they are.
It's a lot better. It's a lot better. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, it was a huge show, like, but at least, like, when I went to Tech Nine, I got to talk to Tech Nine and his crew. When I went to Red and Meth, I got to hang out and cool with Red and Meth.
Right.
Tretch tried to bring us with him, and I'm like, no, dog.
Tretch is cool.
I'm gainfully employed. I just can't be driving around on the bus with you. Nah, come host all these other shows. No, I can't do it.
Tretch is that dude. That's the East Coast Tupac. Shout out to Tretch, man.
And someone tell me.
But no, there you go again. So boom, there's another one, and it's true. And obviously, I'm a huge fan of M. Waiting rights, and especially that super lyrical shit. But I forget what documentary it was, but he was talking to Ice-T about Tretch and about Wicked or whatever that track. And I was like, yo, I felt the exact same way. Like
Ice Cube's Wicked?
No. I know that one, but no. Naughty by Nature, Yoke the Joker.
Yoke the Joker. Yeah.
I'm having a brain fart right now, but yeah.
The whole poverty's okay. First of all, I like to say well, she's 5. My 5-year-old daughter.
Yeah.
Will ask me to play Hip Hop Array.
Oh.
On the way to daycare, on the way back, and she sings along. She'll be like, "Hey Google, play Hip Hop Array by Naughty by Nature." Like that's her shit, right?
Wow.
And she sings
cool.
She loves it. Tretch even retweeted me when I tweeted them about it too, right?
That's cool.
They just make music where it's like, these niggas is thugs. Tretch will smack the shit out of you.
Right.
And some of his songs, like a lot of their songs, right?
Oh, right.
From the early shit and shit like that, but they make such feel good hip hop. Tell me, Feel Me Flow just doesn't make you just love everything.
It was on my way out of my mouth.
Right?
Feel Me Flow.
Feel Me Flow. And that's all. Poverty's Paradise was my shit.
It slept on. People slept on it. They make. I mean, of course, Will Smith got the summertime joint. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, him the summer.
You can't deny it. It just is what it is.
But then you have to. He has the summertime joint, but does he really? Because every summertime, I play the Dub Shack, Summertime in the LBC.
Oh, right.
Those get tossed up if they reach across my barbecue grill. So continue to.
I don't know. The fun again, music brings you back to a certain time and summertime. But what I was gonna say is, Naughty by Nature has like 3 or 4 joints that are just like, I'm just, I don't know. You're just chilling. You feel a certain way. So
I remember, but Tretch is one of the best. Like I opened for him and I hosted a party that he did, and Tretch is just the coolest motherfucker.
That's so dope. That's a great bucket list. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, and I remember back before I even met him and anything like that, when he went to Much Music in Toronto. And you're one of the few Americans that I know that if I say something about Toronto, I'm not just gonna recognize a dude you met from Toronto, because it's a long ways away. But
right.
But I get that all the time. But remember the song, "The Crazy New York Niggas Are the Craziest"?
Niggas are craziest.
Yeah. But they performed it live at the Chum City building, and then they shouted out a bunch of Canadian cities, right? and they're like, Winnipeg niggas are the craziest.
That's how you do it.
And then they shouted out Calgary, and we went crazy. We weren't even there. We were watching it on TV. We were like, yes, we're the craziest, dog.
Yes, we're the craziest. That's what's up. No, man, and yeah, I mean that whole what was the whole group that they were in? I'm drinking.
The one with Queen Latifah heads it up.
Say again.
Queen Latifah's like the head of it. Like she owns it, and they're all.
Yeah, it's just I'm just dumb.
Flavor Unit.
Flavor Unit. Fuck yeah. You know what's funny is that I was working with my pops. We were working on. He worked for this rich dude. Well, he didn't work for him, but we were making a deck for him out in his backyard or whatever. This massive deck. Right across the street was where Queen Latifah had moved in.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
You say hi?
Colts Neck, New Jersey. No, I left one of my samplers in her mailbox.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
You know,
I bet you her girlfriend threw it away though.
Someone threw it away. Oh damn! Why you see that? Ew, that's so low. You just undercut her like.
I'm just saying.
No, well, I don't know. You know, I'm just. Hey,
I'm just saying, someone threw it away. I don't know if it was her.
I fuck with her. She's cool, man.
I love Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah is dope. Queen Latifah is I credit her. She's and like my aunt, my mom, my grandmother, and stuff like that. But I very much credit her to showing me and making me believe in a positive Black female image and the shit that I was watching. Because I'm, you know what I'm saying, everything I'm watching is a half naked bitch with the ass out, and I'm like, I like that shit. I love that.
No, but you're a man. You're a man, so it's you know, yeah, no, it's that's different. But for there needs to be empowerment, man.
Oh yeah. She's definitely showed. Definitely, I had that respect for it. And her name is Queen Latifah.
No, absolutely.
It just fucking commands.
I mean,
respect itself. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, no, yeah, and you know, I don't know, but yeah, but yeah, that's crazy. Like two of the people in your top five, I've never even heard one. I don't think any music from like Currency. I've heard of him or whoever it is. And that last name.
Stally?
Stally.
So Stally from Ohio.
Okay. How do you spell it?
Staley.
Staley. Okay.
And if you think about the swag of the, you know who the Ohio players are, right?
I've heard of them. I don't know them like
Ohio
that.
Players, like music. Oh my goodness! Like if you.
That's some Midwest shit that I probably missed out on.
The Ohio players they're old school, right? And they are a sampler's wet dream. Their music is so fucking amazing, B.
Oh,
okay. You just want to sample all of it, but it's like it's old, like just like player music.
Blues?
No, it's like funk.
Funk, okay.
Pop, if you take like Earth, Wind, and Fire and you smooth it out, right?
Okay.
So I'll send you some Ohio. I can't believe you haven't heard Ohio players.
No, I've heard of that. I heard of the group, but I never heard. Like I don't know. I'm not. The thing is, like, I was never like a beat maker, like I was saying before. Like we were talking way before we came on, but like I never like beat makers.
But you're the one that got me interested in it.
Well, no, but because I started out, but then I went to mix. True. Because the way I was going is like, you know, like I had to choose to make beats or mix records, and I had clients coming in that needed their records mixed. They had the beats.
And you're too much of a perfectionist. I remember.
I
remember coming to the beach like at least for like 2 weeks in a row to mix one beat down to the point where I'm just like, fam, I'm not doing it no more. I can't do this. Like
at the beach.
Yeah, when we had the space upstairs.
Okay, so at that time I was brand new. I flew out my boy Nick to help me get up.
Yeah,
the reason. Yeah, DJ. Shout to Nick and Disco Fries, and they are killing it right now. They're
still putting up platinum. They're still getting platinum plaques, fam.
Yo, Nick's my dude, man. Shout to Nick, and I might be doing a joint with Nob Ladon. He's related to him, but yeah, shout to Nob. And I flew out Casey for the beat making. Unfortunately, I believe it was last October. Casey passed away. So
Rest in peace.
rest in peace to Casey, man. Case closed. But yeah, so I got the basic bare bone structure of that. But when I had my shit in my garage, I had already passed all courses and I went to Berkeley, like that whole beach thing. Like it was cool. And shout to Lanny, I appreciate that. But like, it wasn't until I took the online courses at Berkeley where I started to really perfect learning what an engineer really is. And so whatever
we did some really, really good tracks out there, and that was like bang, 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 bang. Like we was out there a lot doing.
No, yeah. I by the end I was so happy and so good, but that's why it hurt so much when I had to leave. You know what I'm saying? Like I was gonna move my studio downtown Calgary because no one, it's a far ride out there where I was staying. That's where Jackie would ever move. So I had to be with my kids though. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I was gonna move it downtown, and I think I would have done well. Because I give a fuck. I don't even care if you're whack. If you come in, you're gonna be less whack by the time I'm done. I may not make it good, but
your sound quality is gonna be on point.
No, yeah, I'm gonna help you. You know what I'm saying? And I'll even give you help. With writing and kind of, I had a one dude came in, and I'm like, all right, go in. You know what I'm saying? Let's just do I'm just gonna do a mic check real quick. Boom. So he's just doing a mic check. I get his levels right. All right, I'm like, all right, we'll just do a run. We'll just do a first run. Boom. All right. He starts freestyling. And okay. All right. I'm like, all right. I was like, and he kept going, stopped, and I was like, boom. All right, cool, man. Some parts were a little, a little rough there. Let's run it back, man. Let's run it back. He's freestyling, something totally different. And I'm like,
oh, this is when you think that he's gonna do a track, like he's doing a song.
I'm like, yo, did you write this? Oh, he's like, no, I didn't write anything. I was like, are you making a song? He's like, yeah, I'm making a song. Do you have a hook? Nah. Yo, come out of the booth. Come over. He came in, and I was like, hold on, you have nothing. And what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to achieve with this right here? He's like, oh, I want to make a song. And so I had to tell him more or less. And I said, look, man, go home, write your verses, start out, write your verses, figure out a hook. Here's how you count bars. You don't owe me anything. I mean, it was like an hour and a half. And I was like, no, dude, you're all good. Just come back when you have structure. I could have just taken his money and recorded it. And there's a lot of motherfuckers that
that's what I would have fucking done.
I don't do, but my thing is
my fucking time. I'm taking your money.
No, but there's a point to that. But I cared too much about a lot of the people that came in. I mean, there's a lot of music I didn't really care for, but it doesn't matter whether I liked it or not. I cared about making it better. Like Cheddar Cheese. He comes in, he does the parody shit, and it's funny. It's funny, but like I like, what I'm saying, I like hip, Nas and all this other shit. So it's not.
He does his little. He
has his little, it's his little lane, and I respect it, and I'm still gonna make it as good as I can. But it's not like it's like
I ain't sharing that shit. You ain't gonna.
It's like Weird Al Yankovic.
Yeah, he's the Weird Al Yankovic of Canadian hip hop.
And don't get me wrong, that dude is a battler. He's a beast. But I'm just saying, like, for me, like, I mean, it was, he was making good shit in his lane, but it just wasn't the lane that I'm not used to. Man, there was dudes that were coming in that were not thugs and not gangsters.
Rapping that fucking gangster shit.
Yo, I'm not even going to... So I'm just going to say there's a lot of motherfuckers that thought they were 50 Cent out there. They were not 50 Cent. They were like, 11 cents. I don't know what they were doing, but... it's just, and you know what? It's pretty, since I've been back in Jersey, it's pretty, the culture shock it's jolting, even between Jersey, Canada, and Florida. Like, shit that hasn't stopped over here. I mean, it's a little different now. Some gentrification's going on, but yo, man, I don't know, man.
I gotta come out to the Garden State soon, fam.
Yo, I got my spot, man. It's funny because I'd be like, yo, come out now. Seth is gone for a week here in Vermont. He's so bougie. Sess. Yeah, shout out to Sess.
Says Boogie.
Sess Boogie. He's out. He went up to Vermont. He goes up there with his fams and chills for a week. I don't know what the hell he does up there though. I don't know. But I mean, I want to go. They go hiking and shit. And
Vermont, that's upstate New York.
You could. Vermont is a state.
I know that. I guess.
Oh, okay. But it's
upstate, but it's up.
It's better than upstate New York. Upstate New York gets a little.
Yeah. I'm just going off of what I hear on TV.
Yeah, no. You don't want to go upstate New York. Maybe Buffalo. You stay away from the other upstate. That whole.
I don't fuck with Buffalo. I don't know. Buffalo seems like it would be boring.
I've never been to Buffalo. You know what? And shout to Masai, who we're not friends with because that motherfucker called me racist.
Who's this?
Nah, this dude.
You're racist against who? Black people?
Black people, apparently. But we got, it's like these Twitter wars, man, or this Facebook shit. Like, the nuance is getting left to the side. It's like being binary. It's like, dude, like, I have my opinion, and I want to hear yours, and then we're gonna go back and forth and have a discussion. But when you call someone like ignorant, or I can't have an opinion just because maybe I'm white or whatever you say, it's hard to have. You can't have a discussion then. You can't, because now I am not.
Just cut it.
It's dead. It's dead. And then now you just call me. I am. And there's many things I am. Racist is not one of them. And I shouldn't even have to say that shit. My boys know it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody knows.
It's true. And it's like, because it's hard.
I get mad at black people and white people so equally. Like, if they say some ignorant, dumb shit, like, yo, I don't do that shit, man. Don't say that shit in front of me. I was just living over, my trap house, whatever. And I'm like, yo, don't listen. We're all cool. Just don't be bringing up crackers and all this other dumb shit. And when I'm around white, yo, if you know me and we're friends, out of respect, don't bring up the N-word. Don't do that shit, man. I don't do this shit. It's stupid. It's petty, and I understand the gravity too. There's you know what I mean. But like, how are we supposed to have? I mean, are we going to embrace diversity, or are we all just going to fall up into little groups? And
that's what it seems like. It seems like we're just leading ourselves down self-imposed like segregation, which is weird. I don't want to get into race.
No, that's a
we gotta wrap it up. Self-imposed segregation is what I'm saying. And
absolutely.
So for any last final comments now, any positive any positive messages, anything that you just like to tell, like I know that you have a lot of good information for artists coming up or just people around, like just a positive affirmation or anything like that that you want to
absolutely. To come off the top, it's like I'm almost freestyling, but more or less, the game has changed dramatically, and unfortunately, I don't see it really. I mean, I can't sit here with good conscience and say, with a good conscience and tell somebody to do what everybody else is doing to gain the notoriety or fame or whatever that they're doing to get their brand heard. I mean, it's a hustle, but it's kind of like a weak sauce hustle. What I'm gonna say is make good music. Fuck everything. Make really good music first. Make sure and don't have a lot of yes men around you, please. Like, make sure you have someone on your side that's gonna tell you, dude, here's where I think you can step it up. And that dude's always going to be somewhat of a dick. But guess what? He's keeping it real with you. And he may not even be right. He has an opinion. But listen to everybody, because the people that are just saying everything you do is hot are they either don't, they're just saying it to your friends. And that's not what you need. You need someone to push you to go harder and be better and be better. You don't need anybody. You just need yourself to recognize what you're doing. So push yourself the best you can. Make the best music you can, and then that's when you start reaching for distributors or a way to distribute it and get yourself known. Social media is a great way, but that's after the fact. Do your music, get your music better, get it down first, and be different. Do some different shit. I mean, but keep it in the lane. It's tough to say. It's not easy to say. know what I mean? Don't go crazy. You know, you don't have to go Kanye. You know, even though that's brilliant in its own regard, but be yourself and step up the lyricism. You motherfuckers are getting whacked. Step it up because I see dudes out there. Dave East is gonna eat you. Chris Rivers is gonna eat you. I want to see that. I want to see competitive lyricism back in the game again. You're still gonna make money, man. Look at the Rugged Man. He's chilling. He's tours. He makes good music. He hasn't really sold his soul to do anything. Is that what you want to do? That's fine. I mean, not everybody is gonna be a fucking Tekashi 6ix9ine. I can't believe I brought his name up, but yeah, there you go.
I fuck with Tekashi. I fucks with him. He's smart at what he does. His lane, he knows his lane, and he's well in his lane. His lane is not. I mean, he just knows. I respect what he.
You like his music? I don't care about him.
Huh?
Do you like his music? I don't care about. I just care about the music first.
Okay. Do I like his music?
Do you like his music?
If I'm in the gym, it gets pumped if it comes across a Spotify playlist.
Does it? Okay. I mean, I've listened. I nothing I've really heard. I might be missing something, but
if I heard the beat without the song, the rapping on it or whatever he calls it, no.
That's a whole nother podcast.
Okay, that's a whole nother.
No, but what I do respect about him is that he's promised to step it down a little bit. You know what I'm saying? As far as regards to what he's saying, whatever. At least, I don't know. Maybe I don't.
I mean, yeah, like maybe I'm trolling too much. Yeah, you are, motherfucker.
No, like, I don't know. I'm in Jersey. Motherfuckers don't like that shit. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I know he's, BK, Bronx, whatever, but the bottom line is, I don't know how he could. I'm glad he's alive, but he just, you don't want to die. Do you? I mean,
hope he stays that way. I hope he stays alive. That's my whole thing.
And uninjured, just make music and show it your fans, man. Make music for your fans, and I don't know, man. Appreciate life. You know what I'm saying? Tomorrow's not promised. Go in, and do it with integrity, and do it for love for all people. Go.
Awesome. Yes, I agree. I'd like to say thank you very much for coming through, and I gotta say that you always gonna be my brother because you're one of the very few that opened up your couch for a long period of time with no questions asked, no money wanted or anything. And I had a fucking broke down minivan full of extra shit, and you opened up your couch and said, stay as long as you need to stay. So you always gonna be family to me. Thank you very much for doing this. We're gonna do it again, and we're definitely gonna discuss. We're gonna get into business, and y'all tuning in. Thank you very much for tuning into the Will Haze Show. You're gonna see more of Krumbz and Kane soon. There's more shit coming.
We're working on it.
Yeah, do you want to tell motherfuckers what you're working on? Do you want to give any shout outs or anything like that? Tell anybody where to find you, things like that.
You have that link. You can put that one link that I sent you in the description, right?
For the SoundCloud, yeah.
Yeah, so they call me Krumbz. I've been known as Krumbz for a long time.
It's Krumbz. Yeah, I know.
And that's why I'm killing this money. Look, Krumbz is dead. Who's ready for war?
What? Who's ready for war? Tell him, man. Who's ready for war?
I'm working on something. That's it. Krumbz is dead. Who's ready for war? It's all.
All right, man. I appreciate you. I'm going to hit you up. And we'll chat soon, my G.
All right. That's what's up, man.
All right. Bless up.
All right. Well.
Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning into the Will Haze Show. Hopefully you like the new format, how it's going down, what it's doing. I like that pre-recorded better. You see the audio quality is a whole lot better. You see that the video quality is a whole lot better. It's a lot better than that live streaming. We still gonna pop this into the live stream, and I can still see Krumbz in my corner. You won't see that in the recording, but this motherfucker stay fucking with me. I'm trying to do my job here. He over here hula dancing and shit. Fuck, there goes my train of thought. Thank you very much for tuning in. We love you, and we're going to continue to do this for you. Peace, love, and nappiness.